Okay, so this is basically goal 6, SDG goal 6, and it focuses, I would say, on two key things. One is improved and inclusive water and sanitation service, which means improved services for all, water and sanitation. The other is improved environment, which means we need to treat waste so that it doesn't have an impact on the environment. So these are the two key messages really when we, just filter out. This is goal 12, sustainable consumption. This basically really looks at that all the way from production to consumption, transportation to disposal. How do we create the minimum impact on our resource systems? Whether they be human, they be financial, they be ecosystem resources. So how do we minimize the impact of our consumption, all the way from production, as I said, transportation, and disposal, which is treatment. So, and why is Indian Himachal region really different? I mean, on the whole, you will notice very high education levels compared to plain states, but fewer job opportunities. And you will find a lot of brain drain. I've yet to visit a university, education institute where I don't see people from Himachal, from Uttarakhand really teaching there, from Jammu and Kashmir. Service industry, you see, across India is dominated by our brothers and sisters from the Northeast, It's very fragile, and I think it has been said before, very difficult terrain. Higher resources needed for any infrastructure, all kinds of resources. So we need to spend much more resources, whether it be technical, financial, human. A high percentage of tribal or indigenous communities and very high social capital means these communities have a lot of bonding on each other, so very high social capital. Strong dependence on natural resources, but also strong dependence on remittances, what in common parlance is also known as money order economy. But very little understanding overall in our society on the geological processes that impact any development activity, whether we are trying to construct a road or a dam or, drill tube wells, impacting our lives, we really don't know the geological aspects of it, on a day-to-day basis, the activities that we keep doing, both, and I think this was said before also, surplus water and water shortages coexist, and then very inadequate work, and I think Shri Nautiyal just also, I think, stressed a lot on that. This was a study that World Bank did, looking at the impact of inadequate sanitation 2000-2007, probably 12, 13 years ago, but the studies, I think, as relevant today as it was. And if you look at it, what has been addressed by the Swachh Bharat mission is more of access, and that is just about 20% of the total cost to society as a whole. The rest, in terms of health impacts, the impacts on drinking water, the tourism, they still remain. Why? Because we've not gone to the next step, which is waste treatment. So whether somebody is defecating in the toilet or outside, once that waste comes outside, it has the same impact at the end of the day. This is what we call in our terminology a shit flow diagram, a crude term, but this is the reality. Overall, in India, right now, we treat less than 20% of our waste, which means 80% of all that our defecated material comes into our environment, mostly into water, one way or another, groundwater, surface water. A very unscientific system. A lot of, we think we are establishing a septic tank. I travel all across and look at septic tanks. The left-hand side, this is what they really look like, Whether it's a small container, this is the pipes, that is the scientific, this is the scientific one. I rarely see these kind of things where actually this is a septic tank. So we call this a septic tank. This is just a pit, nothing else. A bottomless pit through which water will just filter down into our groundwater system. And therefore, what you see is not what you get. Our stormwater drains carry black water, grey water, rainwater, everything combined. They are meant only for stormwater, only for rainwater. We have leakages from our sewage systems. We have garbage in, garbage out, sewage in, sewage out happening so much. Solid waste is dumped, and I think this was spoken on quite a lot. And solid waste has a strong impact on water. We only think liquid waste will go, but the leachate that comes out from it. I mean, if you travel to any solid waste dump site, you literally see a black flow of thick liquid flowing from it. And most solid waste dump sites are situated in exactly the locations where anyone, including our own rules, will tell you not to situate it in next to a water body. You go city after city, all our dump sites are situated next to a river practically. But why should 100% treatment be the objective? I mean, it's not only a public nuisance, it's actually an economic nuisance. It really impacts, as we've seen in the previous slide, where we look at the economic impacts of sanitation. And those run into probably right now over 200,000 crores, 2 lakh crores per annum. I mean, that is the quantum, We are unable to leverage economic potential of our cities fully, An individual in Indian city is 4 times as productive in terms of economic potential. And we have about 30% population living in cities. And that is where also most of the waste is generated. And the person impacted most by waste is actually a poor person living in a slum in an urban area. So this is not simply a luxury. Waste has a very direct relationship, or not treating waste, on our poverty, on our poor people. A very direct relationship. I mean, so this is again related to sustainability, related to tourism, public toilets. So we have a lot of public toilets. How clean are they? How well maintained are they? And we want to attract tourism, then this is one of the key things we'll have to really focus on. And they are expensive to maintain. I mean, you talk to CEO of a municipality, you talk to municipal commissioner, they'll tell you. I mean, easily a public toilet could be costing them practically 50,000 to a lakh per month just to maintain it, to keep it clean. I mean, those are huge resources, especially if you look at a small town where their tax streams are not that much, We haven't still started talking toilets for third gender, for vulnerable groups, I mean, so we have no policy in terms of how do we keep our public, what really is a good toilet. I mean, we throw water in our toilet and we think it is clean. So wet toilet is considered a clean toilet. I mean, you go everywhere. So coming to solid waste, so this is a study done by the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. So this is the trend we are this for the solid waste, and this is the trend for land in square kilometers required, And this is when we can hardly get land for so many other activities that we want to plan, implement in our country. Land is it's not only economic resource, it's also a huge social resource now. It's an environmental resource. And it's very difficult to land. But this is what will happen. I mean, this is the kind of land. So what happens is we dump along the highway. We start dumping waste. You go to places along the khud in hills. Behind every shop, you'll find solid waste being thrown. So we are just poaching on public land, effectively on forest land, other public land, to throw our waste, untreated waste. So this was done, this is data essentially from this Hind Jagriti, and they have picked this up from Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change data. And we look at it overall, across IHR, Indian Himalayan region, only about 30% of the waste is actually only treated. The rest is left untreated. And that it's a big benefit of doubt when I say 30%, to be honest with you. How well it is treated, then disposed of is another big question to really look at it. And plastics is something I think we talk a lot about, and justifiably so. But I think the multi-layered plastic, this is what we miss out on big time. We talk of plastic bag, where we have multiple layers of metal, of plastic and paper, which come biscuit, chips packets, all our milk cartons, so many other things, juice packets, which we sip, you get for 10 rupees, all that. So that cannot even actually be used. So unless you separate, and the gentleman yesterday was saying that now they're trying to do technology to separate the various layers. only then you can treat it. And this is totally dumped as waste. Single-use plastic, and we keep talking of technologies for plastic, but the problem is nobody wants the plastic waste that is thrown away. Whatever is economically recyclable is anyway picked up. And it is picked up simply because we have this cheap labor of rag pickers, which we glorify. So our whole waste economy, this recycling, which we keep claiming is 50%, is surviving on the back of this people who work in deplorable conditions, providing that no one should be doing that kind of job in those conditions. And as our incomes increase, our recyclable percentage will drop simply because it will be economically unviable to treat that waste. First of all, to collect it and treat it. So what we are claiming right now, we are a poor country. But as our incomes increase, our waste percentages, recycling is going to decrease. So we are setting us a failure in some sense. And hilly, okay. Yeah. I mean, in hilly areas, we don't allow landfills. So we'll have to really move forward. So this was a cleanup done in May 2019. And see, look at what is the, the kind of bottle soda water. This is soda water bottle. This is all your plastics, the big square in the middle. And these are the companies whose waste was really, this is most of the companies, and we can see a lot of familiar names out here, This is the waste hierarchy, So we focus a lot on this one, disposal, so everything we throw. Some recovery happens, little bit. This is hardly really the norm right now. No prevention. We are not really looking at preventing. We are not minimizing the use. We are not, going into how do we create better packaging so that waste is not generated. Can we do miniaturization of items that we use? We are not even moving in that direction right now. So this is just, bans have not worked. We keep trying to ban plastic waste. We need a plan to do gradual, work with the industry, to over a 5-year plan, because everywhere plastic is banned, it resurfaces and then there's no enforcement.